All right, so no bragging rights here. We have 3 Arnold Classic trophies, and the Arnold Classic weekend is among us. We actually head out there tomorrow, and I wanted to talk a little bit about this year's show. I'm actually super excited because I think this, and I know people say this all the time about shows. This is the deepest Classic lineup in a very long time, if not, I mean, shoot, I competed in 02, 3, and 4, and I can honestly tell you this lineup is much deeper than even when I competed. I mean, it's kind of wide open for a lot of people to step forward and become the next champ, and this title means a lot. I mean, it's the second biggest title in professional bodybuilding. I know when I was winning it back in the early 2000s, I mean, this was the only Arnold Classic. I know it's expanded now to different continents, but you either won the Olympia or won the Arnold, and that solidified you as number 1 or 2 bodybuilder in the planet. And when I wasn't winning the Mr. Olympia, I was winning Arnold Classic titles. It was a great show to compete in. I mean, of course, Schwarzenegger being the promoter, Jim Lorimer, their staff out in Columbus. They have the huge expo out there. But it also gave some of the best prizes. I won 3 Hummer trucks. I won the most musculars every year, and I won these 3 bad boys in 02, 3, and 4. So enough about that. But I'm going to be out there. I am going to be active through the weekend. We are filming YouTube content. So if you do see us, guys, grab us, okay? And we want to feature some people on our channel, and we want to show some interaction. So that'd be awesome if you could do that. I will be at a couple booths. But I want to go ahead and start my, I don't know if I want to call it prediction, but I want to talk about the people that are in the front running to win this competition, okay? William Bonac, I'm going to start with him. He won last year, okay? He beat Rolly Winkler last year. Rolly was, I think, 4th last year. And I know a lot, like, you know, the repeating champion is always favored in a certain sense. And listen, Bonac placed 4th at the Olympia. Rolly leapfrogged him the next week after last year's Arnold. He won in Columbus 2 weeks late. He won in Australia 2 weeks later. So, and then of course at the Olympia, Rolly landed 3rd and Bonac was 4th. But leading into this show, I still have to say that the returning champion is still favored, okay? I don't care what Rolly looked like 2 weeks ago. I know that's kind of the buzz right now. Rolly flew like crazy. I think like 15 hours to Nepal to guest pose. So I think Rolly's going to look great at the show. And he is, I mean, I think between those 2 guys, you're going to see an Arnold Classic champ. I really like to, you know, say, okay, it's going to be Rolly because he placed better last time, but that doesn't mean shit in bodybuilding. I think, you know, he has a great run at. I mean, Cedric McMillan's been there. Okay? Victor Martinez has been there. People aren't talking about Victor Martinez, and he's 45 right now. He has a really solid, he's been a winner here before. People aren't predicting him in the top. I mean, he's one of those guys that could be fighting for that top spot. Josh Lenartowicz, he's a guy coming back. He was 3rd in his first Arnold Classic championship a few years ago. He has the opportunity to walk in this show and shock everyone and take the title. Now you're talking a guy that has he's 5'9", he's very wide, has a lot of muscle. He's going to come in, you know, closer to 270, maybe high 260s. Huge advantage. He's been off the stage for a minute. He's coming back to really show where he can be the champion. So I predict him to be kind of the dark horse, but not to leave out some of these other front runners, okay? Benyicki has dropped out of the show. I know people talked about him. He is not in it any further, okay? We featured Rafael how do you say his last name? Brandeo. Now, here's a guy with classic lines. He's added muscle since last year. I saw him compete in California. Huge fan of his, okay? He got 3rd there. He is one of these guys you're going to watch. He's going to be pushing that top 6, okay? He could slide in there, really kind of solidify his place in those top front runners, but he's kind of in untested waters since this is the first time on that kind of stage, okay? Brandon Curry, 5th place at last year's Olympia. Most improved guy on the circuit in 2018. He is very, very dangerous. He can walk in this show, and he has the condition. We've seen the pictures of him. The big question mark is, okay, 2 weeks out, his pictures look amazing. When he sucks down, are his legs going to hold up that standard of upper body? You know, you talk about classic lines. I mean, it could be a battle between him, Bonac, Rolly, I mean, no one's going to outsize Rolly, but it depends on Rolly's condition, okay? But we know that Brandon Curry definitely has a chance to stand up there with the best guys. He may be a winner here. Steve Kuklo, he's a guy that, I mean, he's dangerous, okay? He was in the top 6 last year. He's been in the Mr. Olympia, top 10 a couple times. I predict him to be kind of one of those guys that could push that top 6 also. Will he win the show? That's to be seen. But I think in this lineup, you're going to see maybe him. The best I think he probably could do is 4th or 5th, okay? He's in great shape. I have seen pictures of him. Luke Sandow's another guy, okay? I saw this guy in the UK. He's hungry, he's big, he's round, he's hard, he's trained with Chris Aceto. So he is definitely a guy that you've got to watch. He definitely could be a top 6 guy. So here, it's just very hard to predict who is going to, it's like splitting hairs with these guys. There's so many great guys, okay? Akeem Williams, guy out of New York, he's a beast. I mean, I saw him a few weeks ago. He's coming in. I mean, he's got great shape. Charles Dixon, he's mixing up in this. I mean, he's a guy that, he used to be a 212 guy, I think, and he's coming in to stand up with the big boys, packed with muscle. We know how he's fared. He's won a lot of 212 shows. This new guy, Michael Vonkin, I don't know. I haven't seen, he won the Arnold last year, I believe, the amateur, and he's invited to this show. I haven't seen much of him. Seems like a young guy, pretty stacked up. So, he's obviously testing the waters in his first Arnold Classic. So I think that pretty much is everyone in this lineup. But as you see, there's a lot of big names. And I sit here and I hate to predict, okay, who I think is going to win. But if we want to put it on paper and we want to say, okay, based on who's been the front runner and who's established the most, listen, Bonnick wins this show, okay? Rolly, still, he's been on, but we haven't seen Rolly. I mean, last year, Bonnick was the champion here. I think, we saw Rolly lose like 15 pounds and go to the Arnold 2 weeks later. So is he going to peak for the show? That's a question mark. If I was to bet my money, I would think that Bonnick has the best shot to repeat. But Brandon Curry could really come in and shock those guys, and so could Josh, okay? And Cedric McMillan, I would not count him out. He always seems to peak better at the Arnold Classic than at the Mr. Olympia competition. And Victor Martinez, like, we never know what he's going to show up, right? He's been there. I battled out with Victor. You guys know the 2007 Mr. Olympia. Like, it was questionable where a lot of fans thought that he could have beat me there. I know Victor's really, really been working hard at this. I got to see him when I was in New York also with Akeem, and he's hungry to do it. But, the guy like Luke Sandow, he's dangerous. I mean, there's just a lot of people in this show, and I'm really excited to actually watch it. It's going to be a hell of a contest, and I think that anyone that wins this show can walk into the Mr. Olympia as a favorite to not only place in the top, but also win, because from my understanding, last year Sean Roden, was able to beat Phil Heath. Phil Heath won't be competing from what he says, okay, coming back from, having surgery or whatever else. I feel that if Phil Heath came back, even with the shorter preparation, he has the best chance to repeat and win a Mr. Olympia, win his 8th title. But we'll see what Roden can do. I mean, we've seen Roden, lurking out there. He's not overly big right now. He just got back into training. The big question mark is to see, if he can pull it together and bring the package enough to repeat Mr. Olympia. So let's get out there. Let's comment, guys. I want you guys to comment what you think my predictions or thoughts of this whole contest is going to roll out to be, and we'll see how I fare on Saturday night. I'll be there. And I look forward to seeing all the guys. But listen, if some of the guys are watching this, I wish you all the very best of luck. I hate making predictions, and I hate counting guys out, and I hope a lot of these guys step forward and really bring their best package, because I would love to see a great battle. But may the best man win. Good luck to all you guys. Stay healthy. And as fans, don't forget to, comment, support these guys. I'm sure the show's going to be on webcast live. So make sure you keep following our channel for the updates, okay? If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe now. Comment below, and Arnold Classic 2019. Let's do it.